It's 4:30 in the morning and I'm 800 metres above sea level in the middle of nowhere, and this is the state of things. This wind is mental. We've just left the Dalmunsey Hotel car park, not too far from the Spittal of Glenshee, and we're planning on doing 5 Munros over the next 2 days. The weather looks pretty good right now. It's sunny and there's clear skies, and we're pretty much just heading straight up into the mountains. So I'm really excited for this one. Should be really good. We're starting the walk alongside a really picturesque river. This is absolutely beautiful. It's nice to be out and get some good weather as well. Feels like so rare this time of year in Scotland. So nice. We're pretty much just following this river off to the left here, all the way down this huge glen. And I think the first Monro is probably somewhere down the end. I'm hoping there's quite a lot of snow on these Monros we're doing today. There doesn't seem to be a lot in the glen here. I think that's just because it's got the sun shining on it all the time. It's south facing, but there seems to be a lot of snow on the surrounding mountains. So we'll see when we get up there. It is absolutely roasting. It says it's like 2 degrees right now, and it's supposed to be like -5 on the tops of the Monros. But just the heat off of that sun, and when you're walking, you start to get a sweat on. It's actually boiling. I've had to take a layer off. I'm not complaining though. Feeling it warm in February in Scotland is pretty rare. I'll take it. There might actually be some snow where we're camping. This Lochan we're heading to is up at about 800 metres above sea level, and I can actually see quite a lot of snow up ahead. So I wouldn't be surprised if there was snow, but that just adds to the fun.
We headed deeper into the glen, and as we edged closer to the mountains, signs of winter started to show again.
This Lochan we're heading to is just up and around that corner. So as you can see, it really is quite high up. We're starting to get little bits of snow and ice on the ground as we get higher, but nothing too deep yet. I think we're going to get to this Lochan and then pitch the tents, just so we're basically doing like a loop of the 3 Monros around the loch, and then we'll come back down to it, which means we don't have to pitch the tent later on. But I mean, look at these views down that glen behind us. Absolutely amazing.
Following the fast flowing river, we continued to climb. Although the air temperature was pretty cold, the hiking was tough going, so I made good use of the river and filled up water where I could.
We have made it to the loch. Wait till you see this. This is absolutely incredible. So peaceful here. So calm. Literally cannot hear a thing. Look at this. Just the noise of a couple ptarmigan. Absolutely amazing. And that's the first Monro of today. Looks like a dodo up to there. It's only about 150 metres. And this is where we're going to pitch the tents. Perfect spot. That's us pitched the tents now, so we're just going to head along to the first Monro because it's about 1:30. Doesn't get dark till about 6 o'clock, but we've still got quite a distance to cover and 3 Monros to do. First Monro is actually a bit further away than I thought, but I'm not too bothered. It's still not too far, and we're up at about 800 meters right now, so it's not too much elevation. I've actually had to make some sort of makeshift snow anchors on the pegs because the ground's just so frozen that the pegs won't go in properly. So hopefully that should hold. It's not meant to be too windy tonight anyways, so should be fine. It's completely pathless now, but the ground is pretty frozen, so it's not too boggy. So it's pretty easy terrain. It's fairly flat as well. Everything's just gradual amongst these mountains. That is the first Monro up ahead there, just there. It's actually further away than we thought. It looks quite steep up there, but I'm sure it'll be not too bad once we get there. From far away, everything looks really steep, but it's never actually as bad as it looks. So I'm sure once we get there, it'll be okay. Look at the amount of deer up ahead there. That is absolutely insane. So many. We've just scared them off. Got a bit of a path to follow now. You can probably see it there. Pretty steep incline to the top of the first Monro. Look at these views though. It's just so vast. Incredible. We've just noticed the cairn well off in the distance. It's so noticeable with that huge electrician thing on the top. The visibility is really good today. I feel like we can see so far. And because all these Monros are all just flat topped, I feel like you can see so much further. Pretty amazing views.
We clambered up the steep slopes, looking back at the breathtaking views of the mountains we had left behind.
Yes, we have reached the top of An Soca, height of 944 metres. That was so steep towards the end there. I felt almost vertical. And it's absolutely roasting. It's apparently -5 up here. I don't understand how. The heat off that sun, absolutely boiling. The views are amazing though. You can see 360 degrees, just mountains in every direction. You can see off into the cairngorms in this direction. Absolutely amazing. Just so vast and expansive. Amazing. And I think that is the second Monro, Carn back, and then loop round to the third just there, and then back down to that Lochan, which is just sort of tucked in there. Didn't spend too much time at the top there because we've still got quite a bit of distance to cover and the daylight is fading, but these views are absolutely incredible. So quiet as well. It's just no wind, no one around. Absolutely amazing. It's pretty much all pathless to the second Monro, which isn't ideal, but the terrain is perfect for walking, and there's just a light covering of snow, which makes it a little bit easier as well. No bog. This is a tough descent. It was so steep coming down for about 150 metres, and now we're just heather bashing and there's just no path. We're hoping to rejoin the path probably in a kilometre or so. I'm excited for that. This is pretty tough. Would you just look at that though? Absolutely beautiful. Sun is shining. What a place to be. We've finally joined back onto a path, which you can tell would normally be extremely boggy. Still a little bit boggy, but luckily it's cold enough that it's sort of frozen, makes it not as bad. But we've not got too far until the second Monro now. It's been pretty tough between these two. Really steep descents in a sense, and pretty much pathless for most of it. We'll be glad to get to the top. The top of Cairngorms at a height of 946 metres. That honestly feels like one of the toughest Monros I've ever done, but we've been rewarded with these views. Unbelievable. Views out to the cairngorms, so clear, just amazing, and the colour of that sky, absolutely beautiful. Unfortunately we can't hang about for too long, we're sort of pushed for time, so we're just going to head on to the third Monro, and then we can relax once we're back at the tents. We're going to have to change our route slightly, unfortunately, because we're running out of time. We had originally planned to head up this really steep bit here, up to the top of Ben Lochan Moor, which is somewhere behind there, but it's 5:10, just don't have time. So instead we're going to head down and up that valley, and then the Lochan we camping at is just in there. It's a bit of a shorter day tomorrow anyways, I think it's about 10 miles, so we'll just add on that Monro at the start of the day. So 2 today and then 3 tomorrow, so we'll still get it done, but it just feels a little bit annoying right now. But once it's done tomorrow, it'll be fine. It's just like the off-path parts, they just add on so much time, and it's hard to factor that in. You just don't know how long it's going to take you, but as long as we get back to the tents, I'm happy. Oh man, am I glad to see the tents. Let's get inside. Wow, that's us made it back to the tents just about. That was not smart from us in the end there. We just completely misjudged how long the route was going to take. Ended up having to not do the third Monro and then head up this glen that was really steep and pretty snowy. It's just because of the the off-path bits, like the sections, we just didn't know how long they were going to take. It's hard to judge, but luckily we made it back in one piece. I definitely would not recommend doing that though. We've learned a lesson though, so we're going to get some hot food now. We're going to get water from a stream nearby and then get some hot food, hopefully cheer us up. This is absolutely mental. The tent is just getting battered. The wind speeds, it's got to be like 40 or 50 mile an hour. Flipping out, we just spent the past half an hour taking my friend's tent and moving to a more sheltered spot because it was collapsing and the tent poles were going to snap. I can't believe this. Hopefully it calms down by the morning or there's absolutely no chance we're going up any Monros. Flipping egg, this is absolutely mental. We'll just be doing the safe thing and heading down.
if it's still anything like this. I did not expect, it just wasn't forecast, like I did not expect this. I'm going to try and get some rest though. Hopefully it calms down. Morning everyone, it's about 7 o'clock and it's starting to get light outside, but it's still so windy. I've managed to just get a signal, check the forecast, and it's to stay about 35-40 mile per hour winds the entire day, and it's quite claggy right now as well, so I'm going to just attempt to take down the tents and then just head back down that glen that we came up to this Lochan. There's no point in attempting those munros, it's just going to be dangerous, and we've both had like an hour's sleep. So yeah, gonna attempt to take this tent down now. We've made it back into this big glen now, so we've not got too long till we're back at the car. Last night was pretty eventful. Between running out of time and just the weather, I mean, the wind was absolutely incredible. Just mental. And there was like spindrift getting blown in our faces as we were trying to move the tent. Could barely see. Definitely tough. I would not recommend doing that. But I've still enjoyed it. We got 2 munros done, and the other 3 munros we've got left in this area you can do in one day, so that's pretty ideal. Hopefully you've enjoyed the video as well. Make sure you stay safe out there, don't do what we did, and I'll see you guys in the next one.